car museums, automotive museums. And right now we're actually touring the Hillbank Motor Corporation, which is one of the main producers of the the Shelby Cobra. And so join me as we take a tour.
All right, do you guys want to gather around? I'm just going to give a little guided tour, a little bit of history. Obviously, the cars are kind of self-explanatory, but one of the things I'm really passionate about is the company and the people here too. So, Hillbank actually started in the 70s, and it was Shayna and Ashley's grandfather that started in South Africa with a car dealership that was on the hill next to the bank, Hillbank. And then their father then took it over and then expanded it to 12 dealerships, something like that. Yeah, 12 branches. And then a lot of kind of political things like that. His mom was actually carjacked. So their friends was like, we're moving to the US. We're leaving, we're out of here. So then they came here and started Hillbank here in California in 1998. So we started in Costa Mesa, a couple different branches there. Then moved to Irvine in 2005, and then started this branch, I believe that was 2018, we were here. So now we're bi-coastal. Lance visited Florida during COVID and never came back. So now he's there. Now we got two Hillbanks, one in Florida, and we got one out here in California as well. I've known the family since 1998. I went to middle school with Ashton, the oldest son, and then started working here in October 2006. So just been here, started wiping down cars, crashed a couple, all the normal stuff. Ashley, the oldest son, was the best man at my wedding. It's just a proper family-run business. Lance always drove more of a Porsche guy, but owned a Cobra from Superformance when he was in South Africa. And then so when he started up the business here, the Superformance needed a West Coast distributor for the Cobras, and that was 98. In 2004, Lance bought Superformance. And then from there, we got a license agreement with Shelby American after Carol was done suing everybody. Then we got a license agreement. We are still the only licensed Cobra manufacturer. And that really kicked off a whole series of things that come after that. We then brought out our Daytona Coupes, which were designed by Peter Brock. So yes, they were designed by Peter originally. Our coupe, we had Peter go out to the factory and redesign the whole Daytona Coupe from the ground up. So he always said, the Daytona that ended up coming out that raced and did very well, won the manufacturer's championship in '65, that wasn't his dream. So that was, his dream was always a bit bigger car, but had to make it work for the 90-inch wheelbase car so that they could race in production. Because an open top Cobra or even a closed top Cobra racing his GT40s in a prototype wasn't going to work. And even with GM, they found that out with the transport, making this race car, and then because it was so different, they couldn't race it in production and race a prototype, and it did convenience the prototype cars. But with that being said, we got an agreement with Pete Brock. He was like, I don't want to be part of a kit car company, but then went to our factory. Our factory in South Africa is 800,000 square feet with over 700 employees. Currently, that's how big we are. We are actually a recognized vehicle manufacturer in South Africa, and we build electric cars. That was like 10, 15 years ago. It was called the Jewel, and we were building electric cars 10, 15 years ago out of there. We were built in South Africa. Anyway, so we go from there. Pete is on board. We design the whole car. Everything we do is computer design, computer-aided manufacturing. No part is borrowed on this car. No part is refurbished on this car. Everything is either sourced dimensionally for that car, or that is made in-house for the car. So that's why, even in Japan, we are street legal cars in Japan because we pass a crash test in Japan, where they don't have the same emissions regulations that we do here in the U.S. Because as a family-run business, Ashley can't afford $10 million for 10 years of shed testing on a car. It's not gonna happen. But even in Australia, we're the only Cobras that can import because we pass their torsional strength test there, and we even modify the car in-house for gussets, for additional crumple zones cut to the frame, high-mounted third brake lights, burst-proof door latches, lights that turn on when the belts aren't in. We're a proper manufacturing company. We can make these changes as needed for different countries if they tell us what they need. With that being said, I kind of went off on a tangent But Peter was on board, saw what we were capable of, and that we were able to build the car he wanted to build. So we built that car. In 2006, when the car first comes out and go to track, it set the record for the 300-foot cones. It set the record at the time, and it also did 1.12 Gs in lateral acceleration. So that's not a kit car, right? It's 212 top speed mile an hour at the time in a 5-speed car. Since then, obviously, we have the 6-speed cars. But on top of that, then Carroll took notice, licensed the car, and then in 2009, actually put the CSX number on the Daytona Coupe. So one thing that we hang our hat on, guys that are kind of in the know in the Shelby industry know, Pete and Carroll didn't talk for the longest time. Couldn't work together. We got them to pair up on a car project where Peter still had his name on it and Carroll had his name on it. And so that's one of the things where, like, I don't know how this did, but he got everybody on board. But then, so after that, we got a license with Stafford GD40. So Stafford owns the rights to the GD40 race cars. So that's why, you know, the 4GTs are called the 4GTs. There's a lot of story behind that about, like, oh, Stafford wanted millions of dollars. It wasn't that. They just wanted the car themselves. It just didn't work out. But, so we do the GD40 race cars. We do that under license, and actually, technically, we go in the big book as far as all the GD40 is motor cars too. They go into the GD40 book registry. If you were to ask John Sadler, who owns Sadler GD40, you know, what is the Super Performance GD40? He's like, oh no, Super Performance is building cars. They build the car that I have. They build that GD40. And we've even gone as far as getting a license with Corp. So in 2019, we came out with the 50th anniversary of the GD40, and we do it in 2 ways. We do the tribute trim, which is an aesthetically correct line. Then we do our tool boom trim, which is a mechanically correct line. So correct to P1075, where it even meets the latest FIA appendices for historic racing. So no air conditioning. You don't want to drive that one on the street. But we do it, and we do little changes that we made. We do aluminum wheels instead of magnesium. We did try a couple of matte wheels, maybe, and then you got to tube them, you got to seal them. So we do aluminum wheels that look correct. Just little things like that. We don't do the brass radiator, we do a lunar radiator that looks like that. Just little changes where it doesn't mess with the FIA compliance, but because it's heavy material, but that it makes it more reliable. So with that being said, then after that, we have the Corvette Grand Sports. So we were trying to get a license from GM. It was almost a decade that we were working on getting a license. It took a long time. It's obviously a less personal company than when it was Stafford G40, or when we just called Carroll when he was alive, and argued with him, and then, which I never had to do, obviously, but thanks to that. So it took a long time to come to fruition. And we always thought about bringing the car out anyways, but that kind of goes against the grain of how we kind of operate. Anyone that was involved in the car, we want to be involved with that. So we don't want to be building things, selling things. We're making all the money with no recognition of the people that are responsible for the car, which is why it was so important to get Peter on board. And then to get Carroll on board, the license after the lawsuit was over. So even before the lawsuits even took place, we approached it for a license. You know, and then after lawsuits were over, then we got the license in place. And even now, the Shelby American CSX cars and continuation cars, we're the factory. We build them for him. Just because we build the best quality colors. Subjectively and objectively, I would say as well. But what I will say is that we got GM on board with the Corvette Grand Sports under license, and we build those ones. We wanted to do, you know, I guess you're familiar with those 63, they only done top 5 weights. We wanted to do that original body, but that would conflict too much with all the cars you see on the road. So our license is only for the final iteration of the race car. So we do it as it raced in the 1965 Nassau. We only do the coupe. We considered doing a roadster version, but the demand is really for the coupe, and we do it with a touring interior, power windows, power door locks, heater, air conditioning, power steering. You know, just a nice car you can drive. I'm going to be driving a red one around today with you guys. But that's like the history of the company and what we stand for. And then obviously the models of the car kind of speak for themselves. Doing the Mark III 427 for over 30 years now. And then also we do the 289 FIA competition cars. We do my favorite, the 289 street slab side car. Love that car. even though I own the whole thing, one day it's going to be the tuning industry, right? I think it's so cool. The chrome wire wheels, the flat fenders, and now you get a 500 horsepower V8. I think that's crazy. The Daytona Cruise that we do, GP40s, and the Mark II big block 66 trim, like you see on the picture there, and also Ashton's car back there that has, what, 60,000 miles on it now. They've been on every major racetrack in the top of Pikes Peak twice. These cars are meant to be. And then, you know, the Corvette Grand Sports, even now, in our factory, we're doing hand-rolled aluminum Shelby cars, just like they were done back then. So those standbys, we're actually doing hand-rolled English wheel aluminum cars. Funny enough, one of the things that we came out with, a Tribute Series CSX 2000, so just like Hill's first car, we came out with that. And when we were doing the media on it, we realized that our factory in South Africa is the factories we build in Shelby Cobras longer than anybody. AC started back then, only built Shelby Cobras for 5 years, 62 to 67. They continued building their own AC Cobras for a long time, but they weren't CSX anymore. Actually building CSX Cobras, we've been doing it now for almost 20 years. So 20 years next year. So that's, you know, that's, for us, that's pretty cool. So that's us, that's our history. If you have any questions, Ashley's here, I'm here. Shane goes more than I do. And so, yeah. So thank you guys for stopping by.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Just gonna clap it again. All right, let's walk around and check out these beautiful cars, guys. So we're starting off with this. It's actually 3 museums we're touring today, and we'll be touring this. This is not a museum, obviously, but they're a kit car builder. But I just wanted to show you all these beautiful Shelby Cobras that they have here. And thank you so much for joining me early. But I don't know if how much you could hear about this company, but they've been making these kit cars longer than anyone. Yes, thanks, Kenneth. I wanted to say hi, I just I can't talk while somebody else is talking. Hi, Kenneth. Hi, Paul. Welcome back. Okay, we're gonna go this way, I think. Anyway, lens looks like it might be a little bit dirty. I had some issues. Let me see if I can try to clean it a little bit, guys. I apologize. I don't have a lens cloth. Well, if you think the quality's bad, let me know and I will try to clean it. But gosh, it's beautiful. Like it's early in the morning here, but really, really nice to come and enjoy a nice Saturday morning full of cars. This is actually going to be the OC LA Automotive Museum Car Cruise, and I think it's the first time they've ever held this. So I haven't been to these museums. I've never been to this, obviously Hillbank, but really cool. Hillbank Motor Corporation, they started off in Costa Mesa, California, which is a few miles away from here. We're in Irvine right now. And we're taking this cool tour of these beautiful cars at Hillbank Motor Corporation. And then we'll be walking just 2 buildings over and checking out this Segerstrom Shelby Event Center, which is full of even more cars to look at. So this is going to be a great day for you guys. Hope that you like it. We're going to see tons of Mustangs and Shelby Cobras today. That's going to be the main focus of this first video. And then afterwards, we'll be visiting the Marconi Automotive Museum. That's in Tustin, and that's been around for like 30 years. Yes, these are all the kit cars. If you look up Hillbank Motor Corporation, I've been learning more about them. But they're one of the original builders of kit cars. They've been doing it for 20 years. And they have a huge, oh my God, I just tripped. Sorry, guys. Live, and I almost tripped. And if I fell into one of these cars, I swear. Oh, oh my God. Oh, okay. So we're going to check out. Oh, how much do they cost? You know, I didn't ask that question. I can go ask. I mean, this one says paid on there. I can't walk up it there. I'm not gonna, that's way too narrow, and I'm, as you can tell, a little bit of a klutz sometimes. Oh, here's paid. Okay, so we're gonna go. So I think this was just being fixed, and I'm not gonna like pick that up and look at that stuff, but look at how big. Let me give you an overview of how many are in this building. This is amazing, guys. And check out that poster, or sorry, banner. And then we'll check out these guys back here. I don't want to get too close to all of these, but wow. I don't know if this is the larger collection of kit cars. Yeah. There are some kit cars, there are a lot of kit cars around here, probably because they've been built by Hillbank. But they build them for people all over the world. They have a huge facility in South Africa. I think they said it was 600,000 square feet. So, I mean, that's incredible. And this collection really is incredible. I don't know if I can walk. Okay, so here's this row right here. Can you see what I see? It looks a little narrow to walk between. And to film, it's a little bit difficult to, but we'll see what we can do, guys, because this is just amazing. This is not the, are they all smog exempt? I have no idea. I think that in California they have emissions regulations, so like in Japan, they don't have the same emissions regulation, but they said that these cars are really strong. They've passed a lot of the different tests that are put on by different countries, because obviously every country has different standards to which cars must be built. I'm sure you guys all know that. Lucky number 13 for this one. Gosh, I'm walking way too close between these guys. I apologize. I'm being very, very careful here. These are, so I don't know if any of them are actual, like if they're all just the kit cars, or if they have a few that might be like owned by somebody that they're actually original, but I think that they're all kit cars in here. Yeah. And they're so cool. And we have even more, we're going to be seeing even more Shelbys. It's just 2 doors down. And that's at a fairly new facility. The Segerstrom Shelby Event Center just opened in 2021. And I've been to some of the automotive museums here, like the Peterson and the NHRA Museum, but I've not been to these museums that we're touring today. It's part of a OC to LA Automotive Cruise. And so we're in Orange County right now, and then we'll be heading to LA County later after we're gonna be seeing the Marconi Automotive Museum after we see Segerstrom. So we're gonna take a quick, so this is a cool tour of this place. Now I really like the museum because they explain about all the different cars, but I've seen people with these kit cars around, and I do wonder how you would smog them, or if maybe they're perhaps registering them in a different state. So as I'm sure everybody knows, the smog standards are just very, very strict. It's not raining. No, we're going to be walking outside in a second because I just want to show you these. Oh, I'm sorry. We did miss a few, so we're going to go walk back. Yeah, Chris, I should have driven the Avanti. I am behind on my Avanti, guys. I'm so sorry. I keep saying I'm going to have a video, and then things happen. And so I have a 1964 Studebaker Avanti, and I am fixing it up, but I'm having a couple, life happens, right? But luckily the car is still there, and we're going to be making it look much better and fixing it up. Got to buy some new tires. So this is the cool. So let me just give you one more overall shot. Yeah, smoky burnouts. So much fun. I've never had a convertible. I think I would love to have one. here in California, it makes sense to have a convertible. So we're gonna walk real quickly over to the other place. So I know it might be a little bit boring, but there are some cars parked along the street here. So we're gonna try to walk by those so we can see some cool classic cars on the way back to the Segerstrom Shelby Event Center. So stick with me, bear with me. It's gonna be a couple minutes while we walk over. But I think it's a really cool location to have these two venues that are so, you know, they love classic cars and automotive history. So we're going to be exploring a lot of automotive history today, and really excited for that. So let's switch back and show you. So these are just people who are attending, brought their nice vehicles out. It says it's a car cruise, but it's more like they give you the directions of where to go. We're not like tailgating, or sorry, not tailgating. We're not caravanning or anything like that. Definitely not tailgating either. Okay. Oh. Man, that looks like a cool project truck. Nice. Ooh. Very nice Corvette. Beautiful. Uh-oh. Somebody's looking at me. Probably wondering moving cars. Very nice. Okay. Okay, there's a street here, so not much to look at while we walk over, but we're almost there, I promise. Oh, your grade 6 teacher? Isn't that funny how you still remember details like that? Like, my teacher had this car. Like, I remember this guy had this car. When I was growing up, I would always identify like which families were at like swim team practice and stuff by their car. I'm like, oh, okay, the Smiths are here or whatever. So, nice Woody here. You gotta keep that varnished, and it's even harder probably to keep these maintained in coastal areas. We're fairly close to the coast here in Irvine. If you haven't heard of Irvine, it's one of the other large cities in California. Oh, that's cool. Wow. Really, really cool cars here. So this is the first time I've seen this event held, and I'm not sure how many people are going to be here or anything. It looks like it's not that crowded. So that's actually good for you guys, because you'll be able to hear me better and see everything better. So John's 37, very cool. Wow, I don't know if I've seen too many convertible Novas. I'm not sure about the rarity of that, but it seems like those are, like I said, haven't seen too many. And it looks like a lot of these people are also members of the different museums, and I have a feeling I'm going to want to become a member of these museums as well, because they're keeping classic cars alive. Yeah. So do they call it a Rambler when it's the convertible? Oops, sorry. I love that color. Really nice car. It's almost like a lavender silver kind of. I'm not always the best at describing colors, but beautiful. And of course, the Roadrunner. Meep, meep. Okay. That's what I think of when I think of these. Where's the Coyote? They were not around long. That makes sense. Yeah, if I don't know what something is, it usually means that they didn't make it for very long, or it's pretty rare. One of those two. We got a truck going by. By the way, we're in kind of like a random like office business park. There's not like a lot of stuff nearby here. So in terms of if you ever want to like visit California and go see these cool museums, if you ever want to do that, I would advise like checking out these different museums and doing like do your own tour. I mean, we're going to be going to 3 museums in one day. That wasn't even the first museum that we were just at. That was just that was a builder. So let's go ahead and head inside. I want to show you this nice, pretty entrance here.
Inside.
So
Grandma and Grandpa, I'm going to take you inside.
This is the Segerstrom Shelby Event
Grandma
Center.
and Grandpa are
Oh, that's so
doing
funny.
a
Somebody's
car
taking Grandma and Grandpa inside. That's lovely. So, okay, so we're going inside. I have my wristband already, but I'll have to maybe mention it. Okay, okay, they seem to be fine. So as we walk in, here's the 50th anniversary. Wow. I walked around this museum before we went live, and it's pretty, it has a really large upstairs to check out. So I think you guys are really gonna enjoy that. So this event center was built in 2021, so it's really like a brand new, just beautiful facility. So we're gonna walk through and check out these cars. And then they have coffee and donuts if you guys are interested. No, you guys are obviously can't eat, but yeah, let's check out these gorgeous cars, guys. So one of the other things that they have here is they have all those cool old gas pumps, which I've always loved seeing.
Upstairs there's cars too. They have
So Shelby 427. So these are the real deal. That last building, those were kit cars, but these are the real deal. Let's see if you guys, hopefully you guys can read these signs.
And look at all these Mustangs. There's more Mustangs in here than you'll ever see in your entire life.
Wow. So these were built 1965. Okay. Yes, there are more Mustangs here. This is like, you're gonna just, really, you're gonna find so many here. Mm-hmm. Oh, this one's been signed by a bunch of different drivers. So cool. I love the stories behind these cars. The provenance. Provenance is so cool. And this one over here, the GT350, so I think this was original Paxton supercar. So it says just 11 of these GT350s came equipped with Paxton blowers. And this is one. This was actually his personal car, Carroll Shelby's personal car for a year and a half. So that's pretty cool. People saw him driving around Los Angeles, and I think it was one of the only automatic transmission. I'm not sure if it, yeah, I think that's what it said on the sign, one of the only automatics. So driven by the man himself. The continuation. I love that color. Yeah, this is really a nice place. Okay. Lots of cool neon displays as well. And then I have a really cool one to show you. Oops, sorry. Yeah, so these are all the yellow convertibles. Born and raised in Arizona. Nice. So check out this one. So this is, I believe, the anniversary edition. Yes, special. Wow. They do. It looks like they took such good care of these cars. Oh, so amazing. When you first walk in, this is the first car that you see, and it's incredible. I'll wave at myself in the mirror. Okay. So this is the first of the 427s. Oops, sorry. Gimbal problem. Oops, more gimbal problems, sorry. So they really did evolve. This shows the evolution of the logo over time, which is pretty cool. Everything old can be new again. That is very true, guys. That's exactly what I'm trying to do with my own car. I'm a little bit behind on my 1964 Studebaker Avanti, but I'm going to be catching up with that soon, I promise. I know I keep promising, but there's some stuff going on, and it's all good. I found out about this. Yes, Kenneth, I will.